All right, we'll call to order the Facilities Committee meeting at 6:01. Welcome to our new member, Supervisor Prochnow. So call the roll. So we are all here except for Ron Score. Maybe he will come in a few minutes, hopefully. So did everyone get a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting?
Yep.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
All right, any discussion or changes? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so the motion passes. There were no public comments?
None that I'm aware of.
All right, thanks. And so is there a transfer station update for us, Scott?
Yes, I did meet with someone from Cedar Corp to give us an idea of a cost of a phase 2 inspection at the transfer station. We met there, took a look at it. He didn't see any areas that stood out as alarming. So he's gonna put together some pricing for us on that inspection and what that would entail. So once I get that information, I'll bring that back to the committee and report it. Other than that, I don't have any other updates on the transfer station at this time.
Okay, any questions? Well, that's good that there was nothing alarming. That's a positive thing, so hopefully.
Very positive. Yeah.
I don't know how you tell just from the surface though, but.
Just, we walked around and looking at areas on the pavement, looking at areas on the concrete floor inside the building, and trying to get an idea of where things were when the transfer station was run out there. He had a older map of the transfer station aerial where, and he talked to some people in his office that they kind of remember where stuff was back in the day. So they probably take samples in those places and just see what they find. They figured that they could keep the cost down. They'd be able to do the drilling for the samples with a truck mounted rig, not a huge boring rig that they'd have to bring out there. So the cost would be down more. But like I said, he's going to get that together for me, get it over, and then I'll bring it back to the committee.
All right, great, thanks. All right, so no Fair Board report. Oh, all right, that'd be great, Larry.
Deb and I went to the district meeting here a week ago, and the biggest change that's coming up is the state is gonna now allow exhibitors to exhibit the same animal in more than one county. So that's been a big discussion thing for years, and like Dunn County kids have always been able to go over to Chippewa Falls and show at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair, their, whatever it might be, all exhibits. But now they can be like the Chippewa kids and show at the county fair and also at the district fair, when they can show it Dunn County and go over to St. Croix or wherever they feel. So, it's a big, well, it's the highlight of the summer for a lot of kids. And also from CR&T that, Zach's got a full-time, part-time, he's got 2 helpers this summer. And we're Fair Board's hoping to draw in more exhibitors from the school districts, and they're are categorized as educational type stuff. So if you are a kid taking a summer school woodworking project, you can bring it to the fair. And
Do they have to belong? Sorry. or anything about that. Do they have to belong, do kids have to belong to, one of the 4-H clubs?
No, they do
Okay,
not.
They,
They
okay.
can show it as,
Open.
under, if I had the fair book, I could
Yeah, I
tell you what it is. And, of course, Open Show Beef is coming on its second or third year, and they're expecting more people to come in for that. And they're hot on Scottsdale to get water across the road. And we went there after the fair board meeting. There was 3 people looking for that blue spot wherever it was supposed to be, that where the water had been shut off at, and nothing was found. So, they're still, you know, planning, I think, what they'll end up doing if nothing happens is, they've got, 200 or 300 gallon or 500 gallon portable water where you can fill it up on one side of the street and take it across and then take it over on the other side. And, the biggest use of water would be for, um, washing the goats. And goats don't take a lot of washing, and, as far as the small animals, they can, well, maybe goats should take more
Yeah.
washings because they always get a bad rap, right, Randy? That's right. So, and, then Scott could tell you on where they're at as far as, there's always a concern about electricity in the hog barns and stuff like that, and we seem to be on top of it. And, they keep saying if there's, any more money that, becomes available, through ARPA or capital improvements, they'd certainly like to finish cementing the, 1 Toop building. And then the other thing is that, would really be nice to have a security fence to the south where when you come in the main entrance, there off to the right, it used to be the Old County Jail, to fence that. But the one that causes the most problems is, over in the parking lot area, going up on that hill to the residential. There's kind of at $5 a head, people walking in, it'd be kind of nice to have those funds for the fair and the county and whoever else, but, until you have a fence, there ain't much you can do. And the bad part of it is that the original contractor that built up there up on that hill overlooking the fairgrounds had agreed to, build a fence. And, that somehow got lost in the shuffle when new people ended up owning the development or something, as far as I know. So that kind of is where I can remember.
So, was it Gerard?
It
Used
could
to- I
have
think
been,
they're the ones that did the original development.
yeah.
And they don't own it anymore, huh? What is it? Not
I don't
Fair
know.
Oaks, Oak. Can't think of the name
I
of it
don't
anymore.
know.
Okay.
But I mean, that was their plan,
Mhm.
because, now
Remember.
it's a concrete walk-in path or drive-in path. People even drive down, from that residential area. And, so, there's a lot of places for money, and, that's, what's discussed, fair board meetings. But, the being able to exhibit at more than one county is the biggest deal. So we'll see how that goes.
And so that was passed.
The state, the governor signed it here just a week ago or so.
Okay. All right.
In fact, it was on the local radio that, so somebody must have thought it was a big deal, more than a few 4-H kids.
Well, new, yeah.
All right, thanks. All right, the facilities and parks report.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome, Randy, to the Facilities Committee. Under the suggestion of our chair, Ann, suggested that I give an idea or a refresher on what buildings, what properties, what locations that facilities handles as far as Dunn County property. we take care of the neighbors. I have a facility worker, which is actually titled a uh, facilities maintenance specialist at the neighbors. He's there daily, has an office over there along with a maintenance worker. They handle all of the repair work orders, preventive maintenance, lawn care, all that stuff, anything that needs to happen over at the neighbors. Um, At Judicial Center, I have 2 facility technicians in that building. There's an office there. They report to work there daily. They take care of everything as far as repairs, preventive maintenance, ground care, and everything at Judicial Center, including in the jail. All these guys do a great job with both those places. This building, the government center here, I have a facilities technician, 2 facility workers. They take care of this building. They take care of our parks. They take care of rec park as far as any maintenance. They take care of also, they have taken care of the highway shop, the transit building. We haven't had any repairs at the transit building because that's very new. But they would cover that also, along with the guys from Judicial would cover that too, as far as repair work. The Menominee Highway Shop and the outlying highway shops. We take care of all those. Included with the packet, or well, I did include it with the packet. I gave it out here, handed it out, 2 maps of county parks. So you can see, some of you are familiar with all of them. Some are familiar with some. As you can see on there, the one map gives you county highways that they're on. The other one shows you basically which townships they're in locations. But you can see it's from one end of the county to the other. I don't have Myron Park on there anymore since Myron Park was given back to the town of Sand Creek, so we don't have any ownership of that anymore. There's a lot of other properties that Dunn County owns, but facilities doesn't handle those properties. We don't oversee them. There's some Dunn County properties that there's just sit out there and nobody oversees. Other ones, it's Land and Water Conservation that oversees those. So at our parks, there's lots of things that go on. Start with out there. We look at it as one of our parks, or about 3 of our parks is the shooting ranges. So we have Menominee, Colfax, Boyceville shooting ranges. So we have sportsmen's clubs in each location that take care of maintenance and running the ranges. So we don't have to do that. The only thing that we do, we have the pit toilet pumped every fall, and then we go back out and we wash it down and put an enzyme and a deodorizer in it in the spring, and then also a couple times during the summer. Otherwise, the clubs take care of everything. They raise money through different activities that they have, and they put that money back into the ranges. And they are building up some nice places, nice facilities for Dunn County. Starting at the north end, we have Thatcher Park, which is north of Connersville on County Road K, about a mile south of the Dunn-Barron County line. Nice little park. It has a restroom there and pit toilet, and then we mow that. I have 2 seasonal people that I hire on for the summer that take care of the mowing of the parks. And that is one of the ones that there's mowing. As far as any other maintenance there isn't a pavilion, anything like that. There are some steel picnic tables that, whether it was the family that donated the park to Dunn County, has put those in. So it's a nice little spot. I think there's a little burning pit there too, and nice little spot along the road, along the Hay River. Then we go to 22 Mile Ford Park, which is north of Colfax on County Road MW. There's a restroom there, and we mow that. My seasonals do mow that. There is a boat landing there also. Not a, I guess it's a grassy one. It's not a a nice concrete one, but people are able to launch their boats from there, and people do. And a lot of kayaks also, yep. Peninsula Park is off of a town road, off of County Road D. North end of Tainer Lake there, where the Hay River comes into Tainer Lake. There's nothing there as far as a restroom or any pavilions or anything like that. We don't do any mowing there. There is a little boat landing there, kind of I don't even know if there's a concrete pad in there for the boat landing. Myself, for sure, we check that park out. There's not a lot of maintenance that we have to do there, really. Russian Slough, not a lot of maintenance there other than the driveway going down into there. We grade it and we have put some gravel into it because it does get, after a heavy rain, it gets lots of potholes. It gets beat down. The Russian Slough gets used a lot. There's no restroom facilities. You drive back down in there. A lot of people go down there fishing, a lot of people kayaking in and out of there. A lot of activity. It's one of the parks where we end up finding a lot of TVs people dump off, unfortunately, because it is secluded. So it's a good spot for people that do that. Otherwise, we have cut some trees down there in the past, doing stuff like that, especially with storm damage or, cleaning things up, brushing and that. Otherwise, no other real maintenance that has to take place there. Northwest Landing on the north end of Tainer Lake has a restroom. There's mowing there, a dock. That's located off of County Road D on a town road. We take the dock out in the fall. We put the dock in the spring. A little bit of mowing, not a lot. So another one of the restrooms there that we take care of. There is a pavilion there. There is a little more maintenance there with that park, because of the trees, because of the road coming down to it. There's a guardrail along the road. We like to keep that cleaned up so that it's visible. Lambs Creek Landing, there's a restroom, mowing. There's a dock that we put in and take out. That's on County Road G, right across from Jake's Supper Club. And then moving down 540th, there's Kleist Landing, which has a dock and a little bit of mowing, not very much at all. Not a lot of maintenance there. Monoman Park has mowing and there is a dock there. It was Land and Water Conservation that got the dock and put that in there. We assist them by taking the dock out and putting it in. That park is straight north of the government center here. There's hiking and biking trails down there. We mow the hiking trails and we mow the park itself. The mountain bike club takes care of the trails. There is a pavilion there. No restroom there yet, although it's in one of the capital improvement things that we're gonna keep moving forward on, is getting a restroom facility there. It's a heavily used park. The Dunn County Rec Park, pretty familiar with that one. I think all of you are. Mowing, the buildings are obviously maintained. The arena building and the cattle barn are maintained by Menominee Youth Hockey. The racetrack is leased out to Red Cedar Racing and they maintain that. We have a few other buildings that we maintain. We do our part of mowing. Racing does their part of the mowing of the racetrack. Hockey does their part of mowing around the buildings and their footprint. Zealy Park is on County Road E, where County Road E used to go across the dam at Elk Lake. I don't know how many years ago, a number of years ago, that was changed, the route of County Road E, and now County Road E doesn't go by right directly by Zealy Park. You have to turn on a little road there. Yeah, Larry.
Microphone.
Maybe and I'm missing it on here, but you always look at your own neighborhood. If I was gonna give directions to somebody off of 12 to Zealy Park, and I told them to take County Trunk E, it's not on the map. Or is E on the map where it goes all the way up to 40? Or am I missing something there? It started at Sealy Park. Take the red,
Like the red road, it goes up to County Road or Highway 12.
yeah. But
And
there's
then
no designation of County E. You got double E, but not
No,
County E.
the map maker did not put an E in a circle on this.
Just trying to tell you how sharp I am today to catch stuff.
Thanks. So Zealy Park is, there's no mowing that we do there. It's just a little park there. The highlight of Zealy Park, there is a cave that goes under the road. That's the highlight of it, really. Otherwise, stopping by there and watching the water go over the dam is, I guess, listening to the sound of the water can be soothing. Rock Falls Park is really not much of a park anymore. We didn't do any mowing there. Some of the citizens of Rock Falls, the community members, took care of, or take care of mowing that. They want to get a pavilion put back in there. Once, when the highway was worked on, the bridge was redone and the dam was taken out, they kind of took out the park with it. And now it's kind of in the process, the people there want to rebuild that. And they've talked to me about pouring a concrete slab, putting up a pavilion, doing that stuff. There's still flowers and stuff there. There's a chain link fence, so you can't get down in there. But, right up at the top is a leveled area, and that's the park area. So they take care of that and mow it. We don't have to go down there and do that. Caddy Woodlawn Park is south of Menominee on Highway 25. There's restrooms there, there's mowing, and then there's the buildings. So we take care of mowing there. We take care of buildings, watch over those. We do get a lot of help from the Menominee Sunrise Rotary, a lot of volunteer work that they do a lot of stuff out at that park with the maintaining buildings and helping out and doing different things. So that's a lot of help. Pineview Park is on Lake O'Galley. It's on a town road off of County Road Z. There are restroom facilities there, and we do mow that. There's a couple of pavilions there. There is a brick changing house for swimmers. Does not get used much at all. A lot of times it ends up getting some garbage in it. Again, with Pineview Park, the O'Galley Sportsman's Club has kind of taken that park on, that they do fundraisers. They raise money every year and they like to put money back into it. They've done some stuff down there. They replaced the dock. We do not take the dock in and out. They do that. They handle that. And they want to take the pavilions out and pour new slabs and build new pavilions down there. That's kind of been delayed, but I know that's one of the projects that they want to do down there.
Scott,
Yeah.
is that the one that has the duck pond? Is Pineview Park?
Pineview has what was put in was kind of a little pond area there that was supposed to take water and go into. I don't know. It was a kind of a shoreland protection thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what you're considering a duck pond.
I just remember being down there with the kids and feeding. They had like little thing that where you could get crumbs or something, you know, or feed
Not
for the
there.
ducks.
Not there.
Not there. Okay. Oh, I
No.
might be, yeah, no, I think, never mind. I think I think I'm thinking about, you know, in O'Galley itself.
Okay.
There's that pond there.
And then Sportsman's Landing is right in Lake O'Galley. That one is a concrete landing. We don't have anything as far as maintenance to do there. There's no grass to mow there or anything like that. The O'Galley Dam, that is kind of a park there. We do mow that. Take care of that. Although we don't do anything with the dam falls under the highway department. So we don't have to deal with the dam. And then as far as the county highway shops, there's the Menominee Highway Shop, just Colfax, North Highway Shop, north of Wheeler on Highway 25, just south of 64, the Boyceville Highway Shop, O'Galley Highway Shop, and Rock Falls Highway Shop. At some point, we do get out to any one of those if they're having any issue that highway wants us to take care of. So in a nutshell, that's kind of everything that we take care of. We get all over the place. So, and of course now, you know, another building that we do take care of and keep, maintain if needed anything is the transfer station and the grounds there. But really right now, there's nothing that needs to be done because there's no activity there. Just kind of letting that one sit. Any questions about the buildings or grounds that facilities takes care of?
Thank you so much.
You're
That was
welcome.
very helpful.
Good. I figured the maps would help with the parks and then, you know, just refresher, even, you know, not only for Randy, but for the rest of you to realize what we do. So I'm gonna go into my report. Obviously staff are getting, equipment ready to go to start out the mowing season. Getting probably a little bit earlier start on grass growing this year with the lack of snow, and now we've been getting a lot of rain, so grass is greening up. So the guys have been getting the equipment ready. Guys have been cleaning up out on the grounds. Anything that needs to be raked out and cleaned up from the winter. We did use the 3-point snow blower and the snow blower on the front of the 3039 tractor. Those two snow blowers helped us greatly with not plowing off of the pavement and tearing up the yard or getting gravel pushed out there. The snowfalls that we did have, we plowed into piles and then used the blower to blow it out. It worked good. I think that is going to be a very good way to go to help that. And we have less cleanup. It'll keep the grounds, the lawns, everything look a lot better. Come spring, it'll green up faster. We don't have that problem with the big piles of weighting it down and killing off the grass. We got the docks put in. That must have been a couple weeks ago now. We had some nice weather, had a nice weekend coming up. We said, let's get the docks put in. So Northwest Landing, Lambs Creek, Kleist Landing, and Monoman Park, we got those put in. And that way people can get out there and get their boats in the water. Last fall, when we were taking the docks out, I had new guys. And so I was out helping, showing them how to take the docks out. And talked to a guy at Lambs Creek. And he was appreciative that we leave the docks in as long as we do. He said, like if it was Chippewa County, they would have had the dock out for 2 months already. And then at Northwest Landing, we pulled in there and a guy and his son were just launching their boat. And he's like, well, you taking the dock out? Yep. When you come back, you won't have a dock. He said, that's fine. We appreciate leaving them in this long. People are really appreciative of that. When we did take them out, the following week, it did freeze up. So we did it perfect. So that worked out. But it's always good to hear that from people that they appreciate the docks are in longer and we put them in sooner, you know, so that they can take advantage of that. I think people really do appreciate that. Plans are to next week get out to the parks, get all the restrooms washed down, get the toilet tanks all filled. We wash them down and then we fill the tank with about 250 gallons of water. And then we put in a deodorizer and an enzyme. That's usually good until we usually do it right before 4th of July weekend. And then we'll do it again before Labor Day weekend. Try to do that, keep it looking nice. Unless, of course, you know, somebody's in the bathroom and has made a mess, which we run into problems with that too. And then we go out and clean it up, wash it down. But try to keep those as nice as possible and smelling good. And of course, refill with toilet paper. We have my seasonal people go out and they take out garbages and they also fill the toilet paper in those restrooms to keep those operating properly. For projects, we haven't had a lot of huge projects. It's been more office moves, some office painting, some drywall repairs. I know the sheriff's department and judicial center had a project in their area that they wanted done. So the guys over there took care of that. Any of these things with whether it's a small electrical project or drywall, something like that, we help them out, take care of it, or if moving furniture stuff around like that. I know we're going to have in this building this Friday, we're starting moving some more of behavioral health, moving their offices around. So then it ends up being a situation that we're repairing holes in drywall, doing that, and then we're upgrading the paint or updating the paint. So when this building was remodeled in 2014, it was the basement and first floor that were remodeled. And they stayed with the same color paint that was original to the building from 1972 or whatever year it was from the healthcare center. A lot of it is outdated, like let's say the wall over here, or if you look out in the hallway coming down to this room, it's kind of an outdated color. 2019, second floor was remodeled. They went with a more neutral color, I guess. They went with what's called agreeable gray, which my brother-in-law is a painter, and he said, yep, he's painted a lot of agreeable gray. So a lot of people have gone with that more neutral color. That went on second floor. So what we're trying to do is when we do these office moves, we're updating the color of some of the offices. If we have opportunity to move the furniture out, we repaint it in agreeable gray. And eventually we'll paint the hallways agreeable gray to get them looking nicer. Just start to do some updating. And then we're offering also an accent wall like they got on second floor during the remodel. We have 2 accent colors and they can pick from that and accent one of the walls. So it's make it a little more modern and maybe a little more personalized to the people that are in the offices. I had a meeting today with Enterprise on the county fleet. Everything is looking good on our fleet. We have 5 Malibus that are 2021s, and then we have 3 that are 2023s. So the first thing will be is looking into those 2021s to see if it's time that we swap those out. Those are getting in the mid 30,000 mile range now, 35 to 40 around in there. With a lot of these programs that go on, those cars get used a lot. They get run a lot of miles put on them. If it makes sense, then we would swap them out so we don't have any maintenance issues, maintenance costs. Right now, those Malibus are pushing to get tires replaced. So we take that into consideration too, if what we're gonna have to put in as far as for tires then. So we'll be looking at that as soon as Enterprise gets the costs on the vehicles. They can shoot us prices, what our monthly payment would be on the leases, and then we decide if we want to go forward with that. We have done very well on cars that we've turned back in. Our cars don't go to auction. They get sold to dealers. So they go back to Enterprise, they get sold to dealers, and we've done very good on the return of those vehicles, where we've been able to put it back into the fleet and get the lease payments lowered down. So that's been working out quite well. We'll have more updates on that as soon as I get more information. They're also going to check into giving options for our 2018 Ford Transit van. That's the one with the wheelchair lift in it. Hardly any miles on it. We've had it since 2018. The problem with going with a replacement is then you have to pay to get the wheelchair lift put into it. So we're going to check out the possibilities of how we're going to handle that as far as a replacement or what we can do for, keeping that van, how we're going to work that out. The van, I think it's got like 6,000 miles on it. And not a lot of miles. It gets used some. the neighbors uses it, has used it. They use it in addition to their bus. Now they have a new bus, but they do use it like on Wednesdays to go to the senior center, then they can haul more people with wheelchairs. Facilities has used it for hauling stuff, you know, to have it inside, like inclement weather. We've used it for that. There's been, staff that have had a large group to take somewhere. They've used it. It's multiple uses, so it has come in very handy. So we'll figure out which the best option is to go with that, and I'll report that back once I find out. Otherwise, everything is running good with the fleet. Let's see, did I give a financial report? Thought I had that in the packet, but I don't have it in my stuff.
It's with the online, yeah, the online information.
Yeah, the online financial report, which, you know, like I said, the April one now, we're gonna have 3 months of reporting on there. Get more information to give a better report, but everything I've looked at is that our budget is running very good. We're not over budget on items. So things are going well there. We haven't had the huge repairs or anything significant come up, knock on wood. As far as energy, we do have a meeting scheduled with the company that Dan, Chris and I met with as far as looking at the buildings to give us recommendations to get a plan going as far as where to go for energy savings, what we can do. So that meeting is coming up. As soon as I have the information from that meeting, then I'll bring that back. Probably the May meeting. I'll have an update on that one. That is all for my report. I did have on here for Jerry Porter from Corba. Corba is the mountain bike club that takes care of the biking trails and stuff at Monoman Park. I sent an invite to him, but he must not have been able to make it. I didn't hear back from him. I put him on the agenda in case he was able to make it, but I know he would like to give a report, an update and a report to the committee. You guys are aware of what they do. Yeah, so that'll be good. So I will see if I can get him on for May if he's able.
Anyone have any further questions?
And we've got one for the
Oh,
next item.
Micro, oh, for the next item? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So then it's our resolution. So we jump to number 8.
Yes, I put together a resolution to, for budget adjustment. I sold our 1991 Dodge 351 ton that we've had for a long time. That was one of the things that, I replaced since it's so old. It was starting to get to the point where we were gonna have to put money into it, maintain it. So I took and sold that, and I leased, 2023 F-450 as a replacement for that. So I've got that we got $7,250 for, and then there were the sale of some other items that, were around that we had, some outdated HVAC tools that got sold, a few other items that I sold on auction. So it totaled up to the 8,248.27. So I put together a resolution for a budget adjustment so that that could be moved over in the budget so that I can use that for future purchases for maintenance items, tools, stuff like that for our department.
Thanks. Scott, I forgot to mention for the Fair Board that, uh, county selling the bulk tank and the compressor and stuff from the milk house at the fairgrounds.
Yes.
And I think, Ron Score, either at this meeting or at, board meeting, just mentioned, last time again, you know, we keep talking about this fencing issue and, uh, I think we ought to, do an up or down if we're considering that that's something that, this committee would like to see done for the rec park. The where it is now, the Ron Score and a few other hardy souls are out there with the post hole driver pounding steel fence post and putting in, snow fence. And, that's not the funnest job in the world at the Dunn County Fair. Not to mention, I've got a hole in my lip where the fence post driver came up and it went a tooth right through it. So those things happen even to a skilled operator such as myself. But if, it would, I think it'd be a great, improvement for the county for liability or whatever kind of reasons. You got people driving in an area that's not a drive-in area. And we had an agreement with a previous, developer that this should be done. And, I'm looking at, starting by the main gate there on Main Street and, going south and then, back east. And, I think we should, um, have some action on that. And I don't know what it would take. I mean, I'd make a motion to whatever it would take, but I mean, we're turning back $8,000 from, facilities and we're gonna sell, another $1,000 or so, I suppose, could be at the milk house stuff from the fairgrounds that's owned by the county. Actually, nobody really knows who owns it, but the counties, will sell it and was fine with the fair board. But, I think it's something that, we should not just sit on for another year. We've sat on it for, um, since the fans were put in. Um, and that was just a board thing on how we're gonna spend some ARPA money. But, this is, dollars and cents that are lost at Dunn County. $5 a person walking in or driving in a non-drive-in area. Somehow it just seems like, we ought to, tighten up the ship a little bit and, try to be as good as we can, uh, for the county and for the participants coming to the fair. We expect you to have a good time, but you need to pay your $5 just like the next person. So, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chairman, what do we do?
Didn't we look at like how the cost of that? Did someone, I mean, it was.
There was a $10,000 figure at one time.
So Deb had gotten a quote on that, I believe, back with the request for the fans for the cattle barn. I believe there was a dollar figure there that she had. I don't know if she got an actual estimate. But now that's been a few years. So I would say that would be the first thing that would have to happen, would have to be determine where the fencing would go and get a price quote on it. Cause you have to have a dollar amount if you're gonna ask for the money.
Right, because you see, all the way, already the way it's set up with the retention pond being fenced and, the fence behind the highway shops, old highway shops, that part of the fairgrounds is fenced. And then from the west gate going up towards the racetrack, that is fenced. So, I mean, we're a long ways through this thing, and I mean, we're not talking about, so much to this, north side, could take some work too, but the biggest loss of income is coming in, from the south side. And the biggest risk for liability, you got people walking in and you got people driving in. And they're all trying to save $5 and
But
people don't take care of each other like they should, or, I mean, it just shouldn't happen. I mean, if you're gonna collect money, you ought to try to do what you can to make it fair for everybody.
But you can't close off the walkway, can you, with a fence?
Well, you could put a gate in. I mean, I don't know what the walkway is. It's just a concrete. Why is it there? Barbara, do you have any idea? Ever seen it
I
up there?
Sorry. I remember when it came before the city council, that, I do remember that issue being raised. And my recollection was that the Gerard, I think it was Gerard, out of I think it was out of La Crosse, the development, group. And my recollection is they did something, I'd say probably have to check with, the records of the city council meetings. Might have to be checked on that one. I honestly can't remember the actual year.
And do you think that that walkway is intended as to be a walkway to the fairgrounds?
To the park, right?
To the park,
Yeah,
To the rec park?
to the
Yeah.
rec park.
it's a
Yeah.
So,
county park, right?
It's a
Yeah.
county park, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
So
And
it's
that
open
was
to
like,
the-
that was, I do remember it being proposed as one of the amenities.
Yeah.
Dancing Oaks, that's the name of it.
And isn't it wooded? Like
Yeah.
all on that
Yeah.
hill too, so would you put that would be tough to put a fence through all the woods or not?
that's what
Like,
they make chainsaws for. Use them every day.
Oh, now you're gonna get into the weeds.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should get after the walkway to the Justice Center, right? They cut trees down there, right, Scott?
Yep.
And we're gonna spend money on making that walkway correct, finally. You know, nothing on earth that makes me feel more, well, there was a guy walking across, instead of walking with the traffic, he was going across the traffic, so he's crossing 4 lanes of traffic. Coming out of Justice Center. So,
Well,
I don't know, I'd sure like to see us at least move on it a little bit, and we've I don't know the procedure and how to do it, but I mean, I'd sure like a resolution of some sort that we would investigate the cost of fencing with possibly a gate at the walk area. And go from there.
Kind of a gate at which walk area? From the subdivision?
Yeah,
mhm.
coming down the hill. Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah.
Is there one there?
Mhm.
Okay.
No, I don't know if there's a gate there.
Oh, then no, there's no gate, but if you
No.
put it, if you fenced it, you'd have to put a
I'm
gate.
just looking at the aerials.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned, fencing the park for just the fair.
The fair can get an estimate, I guess, I would say, but I don't know if that would justify, I mean, if the people can't afford $5, I guess the county can give them a little entertainment for $5, I guess. But like I say, Fair Board can definitely put an estimate together, I would say, and if they think that's a good capital improvement for their fair versus something else, I mean, that's very doable.
does the fair usually submit something for the capital improvement plan?
Scott knows more than I do on that.
Yeah, they can. That's how the fans got put in the cattle barn. It was a capital improvement project submitted by the fair.
So yeah, if they wanna check it out and see what that would cost. So you're thinking all along, what is it, 19th? And then up through the woods somehow?
Pardon me?
You were thinking along the 19th and then up through the woods somehow? For the fence?
The main gate to the right.
Yeah,
yeah.
and then up.
At one
That's-
time,
That's, about 2 rows of snow fence.
at one time, there was a fence that went down 17th Street, went all the way down there and then there was a fence that was on the opposite side by Oak Lawn School,
Okay.
which there's still fencing over there,
Fence, yeah.
by the horse arena. But there was down 17th Street. Now, I don't know where that went because of the old jail site, when the jail was there,
Oh, okay.
or how that was, but at one time it was fenced
It
in.
was.
But none of the hill up by the Dancing Oaks, that was not fenced at
They
that
don't
time,
do anything.
because that was undeveloped. Yeah.
Main Street.
Does the city own that part of the property where the old jail was? Or is,
That's county property.
that's county property? Okay. Okay. Is, one of the things, they're gonna have to find out, who owns what where. In order to put up a fence, I would assume.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this would be on county property.
Okay.
Yeah, they own up 17th Street to Wilson Avenue.
Does anyone have any other questions about the resolution, the budget adjustment?
I move, or do we need a motion on that or not?
Think so. Mhm.
I move we approve the resolution that as stated.
For a second. Second. All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, so we'll move that along to the executive committee. All right. So our next meeting is March 27th at 6.
March?
No.
Oh, it says
May.
March, okay.
Yeah. My error there.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
Yes,
say.
it says March.
Well, that's a long time to have another meeting.
Is it then 27th?
Let me check and see here on my calendar. It would be
22nd?
May 22nd.
May 22nd.
I swear I changed it. I must not have saved it if I did. Otherwise, I overlooked it, but yes, May 22nd would be the fourth Wednesday.
Okay, sounds great. Any?
Apologize for that mistake.
No problem.
I've done that a few times.
All right. Any other announcements? All right, thank you. Then we are adjourned.